everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to cover the top 50 MCQs on International Organization in Political Science. For more, you can visit my website lawstudypoint.com. So let's start the video. The United Nations was founded as a successor to which organization? The League of Nations. The United Nations was formally established on 24 October 1945. How many original member states signed the UN Charter in 1945? 51. What is the primary objective of the United Nations? To prevent war and maintain international peace and security. Where is the headquarters of the UN located? New York. Which organ of the UN is known as the Parliament of the World, where all members have one vote? General Assembly. How many permanent members are there in the UN Security Council? 5. Who are the non permanent members of the Security Council elected by? The General Assembly. What unique power do the permanent members of the Security Council possess? Veto power. The term of office for the UN Secretary General is 5 years. Who is the current Secretary General of the United Nations as of 2025? Antonio Guterres. The International Court of Justice is located in The Hague. How many judges sit on the International Court of Justice? 15. Which principal organ of the UN has suspended its operations since 1994? Trusteeship Council. Who was the first Secretary General of the UN? Trygve. Why is the reform of the UN Security Council demanded by many nations? It does not reflect contemporary political realities. Which resolution in 1992 highlighted the complaints against the UN Security Council? General Assembly Resolution. In 1997, which Secretary General initiated an inquiry into how the UN should be reformed? Kofi Annan. Which of the following was not a proposed criterion for new permanent members? Must be a nuclear weapon state. What is the G4 group in the context of UN reforms? Group of 4 nations demanding P5 status. Which group opposes the expansion of permanent seats in the UNSC? Uniting for Consensus. The veto power has been criticized for being undemocratic and discriminatory. Which P5 member has used the veto power the most number of times historically? Russia. India argues for a permanent seat in the UNSC based on its status as the world's largest democracy and most populous nation. India has been a major contributor to which UN activity? UN peacekeeping operations. Which year did India join the United Nations? 1945. UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Which organization provides loans and grants for development projects in member countries? World Bank. The International Monetary Fund primarily looks after global financial system and balance of payments. In the IMF, the voting power is weighted based on financial contribution. The World Trade Organization was established in 1995 as a successor to General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Which agency is responsible for the peaceful use of nuclear energy? IAEA. The IAEA was established following Eisenhower's proposal known as Atoms for Peace. Which UN agency focuses on the improvement of labor conditions and living standards? ILO. Who stands for World Health Organization. UNESCO deals with education, science, and culture. UNICEF is primarily dedicated to the welfare of children. Amnesty International is an NGO that campaigns for human rights. Human Rights Watch is an NGO based in USA. The primarily tool used by Human Rights Watch to draw attention to abuses is media attention and reporting. In a unipolar world dominated by the US, the UN serves as a platform for dialogue and discussion. The concept of independence implies that nations rely on each other for trade and solutions. The Peace Building Commission was established in 2005 to help countries recover from conflict. The Human Rights Council replaced which body in 2006? UN Commission on Human Rights. Who is the single largest contributor to the UN budget? USA. Which country is the newest member of the UN? South Sudan. The Sustainable Development Goals are a set of goals to be achieved by 2030. Which of the following acts as a check on American power? Global public opinion. The UN Secretary General is appointed by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council. Despite its limitations, the UN is considered indispensable because it is a forum of 193 nations to talk instead of fighting. That's all for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.